This is our Alibaba case presentation for Management 162, the 1020 section. This is our team. We have Jackie, Mitsuki, me, Julian, and Nolan. We're going to start off with an executive summary about Alibaba. Alibaba has created a sustainable e-commerce economy within its targeted regions by servicing need gaps and adapting to constant change. Thus, the company's social sustainability strategy involves promoting the growth of small businesses and contributing to the social welfare in rural areas to further its mission of making easy to do business anywhere. This is our agenda. We're going to start by talking about Alibaba, Alibaba's 5 forces, their value chain activities, financials and current strategy, and conclusions and recommendations. Starting with Alibaba, about the company, their small strategy and their social sustainability. Alibaba is a dominant e-commerce empire and platform. Jack Ma's strategy. His strategy with Alibaba was to create a successful digital marketplace. To do so, he really focused on getting rural China online. So by utilizing Taobao villages and rural Taobao, he was able to get the big population of rural China onto this e-commerce market. Taobao is a Chinese marketplace that is owned by Alibaba. So starting off with their villages, they wanted to bring that network online, and they also utilized local government to help create an online ecosystem. And their mission statement is to make easy to do business anywhere, which really started by establishing their strong consumer base of rural China. Their social sustainability. These are their values found on their website, which really focus on the consumer as well as their employees. And the biggest one that I thought really goes into their sustainability is that change is the only constant. As we've learned with a lot of cases so far, companies that don't adapt to change will normally get crushed as the market matures, and that's one of the reasons that Alibaba has really been able to keep their dominance within the market. Through this, they find gaps and they convert them into business opportunities, and they make better products. Focusing on something like the no-fee strategy, for example, where if they enrolled in Taobao, then they wouldn't have any commission fees, something that eBay did have at the time and was a big push factor for them when eBay entered the market. And promoting Singles Day, which was founded by Alibaba in 2009, which gets singles to kind of go into the consumerism of Valentine's Day. And through adapting to changes, they have been able to sustain their competitive advantage. Like when the company was fined $2.8 billion for anti-competitive practices, they ramped down their promotion of Singles Day.
Thanks, Brianna. Now I'll be talking about Porter's 5 forces. So we said that the industry rivalry is high because they have large global competitors such as Amazon and eBay. And also they have local competitors such as JD.com that is very popular in China. Also, the power of buyers is moderate because although they have many goods and wide variety at low cost, customers don't have any switching costs. So if they don't like the price they see on Alibaba, they can switch to another supplier. So therefore, the power of buyers is moderate. And for power suppliers, it is low because the manufacturers are also members on the website, which means that they have no bargaining power. And Alibaba also has zero switching costs to change suppliers, since a lot of suppliers are willing and wanting to join Alibaba anytime. So this makes power of suppliers low. And for theft substitutes, this is very high because you can go to a local brick and mortar store and buy the same product, and suppliers can sell directly to customers and not use Alibaba's platform as well. So the F substitute is high. And for the new entrants, it is low because you need high capital costs. And in order to be as big as Alibaba, you need a large distribution network. And this is hard to have if you're a new entrant. And high technology is needed, which is very expensive. And since Alibaba is an already established brand, it is hard to be able to compete in that market. So therefore, the revenue entrance is low.
Okay, thank you, Mitsuki, for the analysis of Porter's five forces. Now I will briefly get into the value chain analysis of Alibaba. While all nine of the value chain activities are very important to Alibaba's success as a company, there is a key driver that has fueled the firm's growing reputation. Alibaba's success can be attributed in large part to its innovative use of technology and development. The company has invested heavily in software that allows the platform to function in versatile environments, providing service to a wide range of customers in its e-commerce ecosystem. For example, the company has several marketplaces of e-commerce, cloud computing with Aliyun, digital payments with Alipay, and more. Technological development of the company has been a critical aspect of staying competitive in economic growth. Overall, Alibaba's leverages advanced technology to continuously improve their platform to provide beyond expectations to their customers, both consumers and businesses. The company is growing and proves to be competitive against other similar companies in the industry. This leads us to a comparison of Amazon and Alibaba. The two companies are the largest e-commerce companies in the world, but definitely still have noticeable differences that separate them from one another. As I've mentioned before, Alibaba primarily focuses on connecting buyers and sellers via mini markets, whereas Amazon focuses on being an online retailer to providing services and products to consumers through a subscription-based service. Going on to the geographic differences between the two, Alibaba has a Eurasian focus in China and India, whereas Amazon has a Western focus in North America and Europe. The target market of Alibaba is primarily medium-sized to individual businesses, whereas Amazon is not exclusive to small or large. They have their fair share of everything and anything. And lastly, despite being quite similar in nature, Amazon is ultimately much more of a powerhouse in the industry. The company reported revenue nearly 4 times the amount of Alibaba's revenue. Furthermore, the market cap of Amazon could reveal how the company performs much more aggressively in comparison. The firm, Amazon, has had great success with maintaining stability and generating revenue and profit sustainably.
Okay, thank you, Jackie, for going over the VCA analysis. Next, I will be talking about the business segments and the financials of Alibaba. So first, they're in 4 different segments. The first being e-commerce. So Alibaba operates various online marketplaces, including Taobao, Tmall, and AliExpress, which allow individuals and businesses to buy and sell goods and services online. This is the core business segment of the company where they create the majority of their revenue. Next is cloud computing. Alibaba Cloud provides computing services such as data analysis, storage, processing to business and organizations. This segment has been growing rapidly in recent years and will be very important for the future success of the company. Next is digital media and entertainment. So Alibaba owns several businesses in this segment, including Youku, a video hosting platform, Alibaba Pictures, which is a film and TV production company, and Alibaba Music. And finally, the last segment is new retail, where Alibaba has been investing in initiatives which aim to integrate online and offline shopping experiences. So on the next slide here, I have a small graph of the annual revenue of Alibaba from 2012 to 2022. And you can see they've had tremendous success in the fiscal year ending in 2022. They had 853 million yuan, which is the Chinese currency. And this is the net income of Alibaba in the same time period. You can see the tremendous success that they've had again in 2020 and 2021. They had quite a bit of a hit during COVID due due to the different regulations in China. Some of them lifted in the US, but stayed around in China. They're battling it back quite well in recent months. So diving into the data of the financials, Alibaba's financial performance has been very impressive over the last 10 years. In the fiscal year of 2021, they made $109.5 billion, which was a 41% increase from the previous year. Their net income was $22.9 billion in the same fiscal year, which was a 46% increase from the previous year. And their market cap was over $500 billion. So just a huge company that has enormous potential and has an enormous consumer base. So moving on to their current strategies, Alibaba is focusing on expanding its presence in international markets, particularly in Southeast Asia and Europe, in order to diversify its revenue streams. They've done such a great job in China, but it's time to move out and gain more customers. They're investing highly in new tech like AI and blockchain to stay ahead of the curve and maintain its competitive edge. They are trying to improve logistic capabilities to improve the efficiency of its supply chain, making it even more cost effective and efficient. They're trying to develop offline retail presence like physical stores, department stores, getting new consumers not only via e-commerce, but having customers spend time in the stores, as well as exploring new business models, like the one they have recently launched on social media, called Taxapoo, which allows users to buy and sell goods through social media channels, which is great.
Thanks, Nolan. Hi, everyone. So moving on to recommendations, we believe that Alibaba should expand into India because they're well positioned to compete within the country. With their Taobao Village strategy, they were able to promote e-commerce in rural areas. This could easily be applied to India as long as they adjust for differences between the two countries. Notably, it's really important that Alibaba garner the support of the Indian government if they apply this strategy here, because the Indian government will need to provide support for these rural communities. And if they're successful in doing so, they might actually solve some country risks, such as lacking physical and digital infrastructure, as well as language barriers. This is a really important market for Alibaba because they plan to expand internationally and their Chinese market is maturing. Unfortunately, Alibaba has not found success in India in recent years. Their Taobao Village strategy relies upon cooperation with the government, and unfortunately, their two governments are having poor diplomatic relationships at the moment. Alternatively, Alibaba could expand into Latin America and Africa. There are opportunities for growth in these areas, especially for e-commerce. Alternatively, Alibaba could continue expanding into Southeast Asia. Alibaba owns a majority stake in Lazada, so this provides them an opportunity. So moving on to the conclusion, Alibaba creates sustainable profits through its competitive strategy. The company has found success through growing small businesses, aiding rural communities, and promoting social welfare. Alibaba proves that e-commerce-driven growth can be inclusive. These are our sources, and thank you.